really sure you're not upset. What's bothering you? I don't believe you. Hello? I said I don't believe you. Please talk to me. Anything, I just want to talk to you. I don't know. I'm sorry that I'm gonna be gone most of the week next week. Hmm? What she's up to right now. Do what? Ah, I see. You're really sure you don't want to let me go, Miko? If you don't want to talk, that's fine. Hello? Are you there? How about I'll let you text me if you want, and then I can call you later if you want. Unless you really want me to stay, but do you really want me to stay? doesn't seem like you really want to talk to me that much.
Once that push fills out, no one expects the second round. Good job on the one-on-one situation there, right? Offensive clear a little late, but I'm sure he doesn't do that.
Hello?
He's out of sight. Oh. So at this point, you've got one guy on chase, and you've got 4 guys here. So the other 3 guys should be over here. Dark was over here. Dreamer's on his way. You got 5 guys over here now. Yeah, don't. Once you know that the flag is secure, go ahead and start sending pressure.
I'm gonna let you go, okay.
Even now, they're only just now getting set up. Even if it just means sending.
You can text me if you want.
Keep the pressure up. Maybe a little drop it in. If you can keep
But it's up to you.
offensive pressure, that usually leaves offensive pressure off of you. The offense is trying to help you instead. So
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Defense look, which again is very traditional.
Do you think you'll text me? Okay. Do you want me to call you later, or do you just want me to not bother you? Pleased.
Another Pathfinder coming in. Another one at a time right now, guys. Third one. Once again, you're just kind of filing in. You're getting handled. I don't know if this one's on punch. He is.
Alright, well, I guess
Good song.
talk to you.
I would definitely try and time those first 3 Pathfinders a little better and crash with that. Because then,
Good luck on your paper and stuff.
Something like that. Check things out. I think they're still sitting pretty by the time you're going for that sonic punch. But good sonic punch nonetheless. I mean, that could have been.
Bye.
You could have had that. You could have that. At this point.
What's up, guys? Sorry for the lack of comms for the first few minutes there. I've been on the phone with my girlfriend. Hopefully I'm not in trouble. With her, not with you guys. Seen some good stuff so far. I'm here to comment mostly on defense, and if I understand right, Kobe is commenting more on offense. A few quick things. For Vagrant, it looks now believe me, I've done only a little bit of sniping in my time, but I'd say competitively about half of that has been Diamond Sword Catabatic, so I know how spotting is on this side of this map. Just make sure you're letting your offense know, hey, I need help with these spots, and good shot, by the way. You need help from the offense, and you'll need help from dark, and sort of section up the map if you can, if you know where the offense is going, which that should be the determining factor in where you look. That way they don't have to adjust too much and they can still get the clear, because flag movement is paramount. But that way you still have some help with the calls, and you're not wasting your time looking somewhere that someone else is looking. Dark, I would definitely push out way harder. I'm talking like, I understand sort of what you're trying to do here on the stand, you know, go for nitrons and duel people out as they get here. That is a popular meta. Good shot again, Vagrant, but an old one. That's something that they did back like in the days of Blinks and all this stuff. With the way that the meta has shifted, I'd say most people agree that it's almost always better to go meet the offense rather hard. That's so rough. I'm sorry about that. But go meet the offense hard rather than wait for them to get there, because there are so many, brutes and jugs and soldiers with AP nades and stuff that it makes dueling them all out on the stand quite difficult. So that's another thing you can coordinate with your offense with. If they go, say they go like where Sojin is over here, left hill, you can go on the right hill. But figuring out exactly how far and where you want to push out is something that you'll need to experiment with. Me personally, I found sort of, at least the way that I play, the more the better. I'm gonna peace out for a minute. I push sometimes even as far as like right up here on Katabatic, farther if I think I can get away with it, if I'm not eating snipes or, you know, getting dueled out by offense or defense or whatever. Going up one of the hills is also very popular because the offense go that way so much. Good call here, opting to go left of this hill. It's to be expected though, I guess. So yeah, push out much harder. And then you can, if need be, like if you hear from the comms that, hey, shit's getting real at the flag stand, you can kill out, you can duel people on the stand and throw nitrons and, you know, whatever else. Oh, can Council be clutch? I think he can do it, I believe in him. Ah, damn. So yeah, push out much harder and practice killing out to come back to the stand and all that jazz. Fums, I haven't been looking at you quite as much as everyone else, just because I haven't gotten there yet, really, honestly. But I will begin to do that and sort of look at the way the dynamic as a whole works on defense here. The only thing I ever noticed and made a note of while I was slightly preoccupied earlier was that you sort of, there were fractals on the stand, mind you, but you came down in this area while the clear was coming in. In an instance like that, I would opt for something a little closer to the stand, preferably above it. So on top of the radar there is good. And that way, to get back to the stand, you don't need energy, so that if you're out of energy, say you eat an EMP or just don't have energy because you're fat, you know, you don't have to fucking words Logan. Good return, Dark. That way you're not sitting there useless below the stand when the capper's coming in, and at the very least you could get a spot. That way maybe Dark can start a preemptive chase, Vagrant can, you know, put snipes on him if he didn't know where he was coming from prior. Or you can get a Titan, because you simply can't shoot a Titan on a stand from below a stand. It's physics. That's physics, kids. Infiltrators. Here's Blastoise. Infiltrators is something that's hard to deal with and important to deal with. Dark, this falls on you again. You've got an important job. Not that I'm biased or anything. But it's important to push forward for, again, another reason, because you need to get a spot on imps, and at least, even if there aren't any imps, a spot on where the cappers are coming from. This particular route looks rather chaseable, so hoping to see some good things from you here, bud. Words, where was I going? I had some, overall, not so much for you, Vagrant, but Dark and Fums. I hesitate to say arena, but I would get somewhere and practice dueling against people that are better at dueling than you, maybe get some tips from some people. Imstar, he's got a bad rap, but he's really not that bad of a guy. He's a fan-fucking-tastic dueler, and he is literally always willing to give tips on what you should do in duels. And he can be contacted pretty easily. He's online a lot, on IRC a lot. He'll work with you, help you out if you need be. Or, I mean, mostly Dark, because I know the ways of Pathfinder best. But I and my teammates are more than willing to help you out with dueling tips, with sort of like dealing with offense as they come to the stand tips. That's a very different type of dueling. Now, I don't play defense typically. Sometimes I find myself there, but I don't play defense on standoffs as much, but I will focus on that. Hopefully, Kobe focuses on offense. He also plays offense, so he probably will. My biggest complaint is how far apart you guys get. Sort of the concept here behind standoff D is to have sort of almost a phalanx. Phalanx, if you don't know what that means. It's an ancient Greek term in which Greek, Roman, one of those old fuckers, I don't remember. Short to offense tip, Sojin. If this is happening often, you might want to go up this hill with a buddy, even if it's dark, but preferably another offense member. That way you don't get double teamed. But yeah, so you form almost a phalanx, and the carrier, the flag carrier, is at the back. Now, who has the flag is sort of subjective. Most people go with a medium. Oh, where's Vagrant? Where you at, bud? Get that chain. Somebody. Oh. Okay. Anyway. So they will sort of stand at the back of the group of the rest of the defense. And that the defensive members will call focus on someone coming in and chain them out, duel them, whatever. What have you. Oh, this isn't where I want to be. Let's give Prague some love. And that way, if shit starts getting real, you can get to the flag much more easily. And usually, the offense will come in all at once, if not together. And that gives them a distinct advantage in dueling. Going out to meet them, like I said, on standard D is paramount, but on standoff, it's sort of a very situational thing. Like, say you have offense coming in and a juggernaut spamming. If the offense gets taken care of, I would then send someone to take care of the jug, simply because he can continue being a threat even if he's not near the standoff defense. It's a lot of words. Soak it in, gents. I'm no master, but I do alright for myself, I guess. I had something for you thumbs. Don't remember what it is. This wasn't it, but this is important, especially for you. Back to what I was going to say, because I just remembered it first. Sentinel on standoff D. That's, again, something that's sort of up to you. A lot of people don't run it for the option of an additional soldier or Pathfinder for flag control or what have you. Sometimes Jammer Raider, which should always be a part of your defense if you see the enemy team has a inf. Only on standoffs, though. I wouldn't waste the time on regular D, as I'm sure you knew. So maybe play around with that. We usually still run a Sentinel. Something we do with our Sentinel, especially lately, though, good spot on this cap. Our Sentinel Carl, what he'll do, maybe not so much on Kata, but he would push somewhere around up here, maybe up on one of these hills. Probably not, though. Somewhere in mid. That way, he can see where the offense is coming from. Maybe not so much this map, like I said. He can put shots on them early, and if need be, he can also push forward for a clutch snipe on a carrier if he's low and the defense needs help or whatever. That's more of a pot shot type thing now. But that lets you know where the offense is coming from and gets some damage on them before they get in, so they're a little easier to kill. Now, Fums, what I was going to say earlier. This is for everybody, but especially you. Let's say we need a crash. Maybe they're out and you really need the return. We don't have their flag, and you'd like to get it. Good cap, gentlemen. I wish I saw what was going on offense. But I love offense, but I'm no good at it. So you need to figure out who is staying home and who is going on a crash. Good Nitron, Dark, a man after my own heart. Coming over that lip, and so pretty. Nice help, Sojin. So typically you'd have the Hofstay, so Flums, that'd be you, and obviously the chaser is going to either be chasing or dead. And the sniper often will also leave on chase. He'll jump in an invo and switch to Pathfinder and help with crash. That's something you need to talk with your team, maybe try to experiment on some new things. Just something to keep in mind. That also is pertinent on standoffs as well, when standoffs start to get real. Again, here, who was that? Yeah, Fums, there we go. Try not to get so pushed far out on when you know a capper is going to be coming in soon. You know a capper is coming in soon when offense arrives. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, good return, Dark. I wish I saw it, because I thought he was out. That's yet another thing to think about. When offense starts showing up, you know a capper is coming soon. If you haven't got a spot on him yet, everyone keep your head on a swivel, even when you're dueling. Take some shots at some guy. When you're reloading, maybe look around, spam the whatever button you use to spot. Alt, default. Mine is middle mouse wheel, which is the best button for spotting, and you should change yours immediately. Just kidding. That way, and especially Fums and Dark, not so much for you, Vagrant, but maybe. You can see when the capper is coming in, a few seconds, and maybe get a last-minute conk or bolt or titan, or maybe even snipe on him, which is better than nothing. And it's important to let each other know, and also let your offense know. That way you're not caught by surprise. And if you need an E, which you do right now, this is E material. That way you can tell them how far he is, where he's coming from, should they focus on the return or the E-grab, which is something that can vary. You shouldn't always go for an E-grab. Typically, if they're slow and you have a lot of crash, send one guy for the E, maybe two. Everyone else go for the return, because when your flag is on their side of the field, it is much easier to, or rather I should say much better, to get a return than an E. General rule of thumb is whichever flag is on the opposite side of the map is most important. So standoffs, or when you're bringing their flag home and they're crashing, especially that instance, if they have a lot of crash, they get the flag off with a llama, E-grab. Red flag is the important flag. You need to focus on their flag, because if they touch it, it's home. And vice versa. If you're crashing, you get an E off, everyone that isn't necessary to bring the E home, which shouldn't be very many in that instance, looking pretty good. Everyone else, go for the return. Because if you overwhelm them while they're trying to get their return on their flag, which they likely will be, because that's sort of the natural tendency, it will be easy to overwhelm them. And if you get the return, then everything they've done up to that point has been moot. So in this instance, there should be 4 motherfuckers at least on Prague there. Then he wouldn't be forced to punt. In this instance, Council, you should be helping on D. If there was any offense left, they should have killed out. I didn't catch it. In that instance, Dark, you should be the only person chasing, and that's only because your title is Chaser. If it was called anything else, I'd tell you to stay home too. It's that important. It's a slight exaggeration, but now an instance like that, good call going for the E. You didn't have much help. The crash was pretty light. And that's game. Good game, guys. Saw some good stuff. The score is a little more steep than I feel the gameplay dictated. I'm going to grab some more pizza and talk with Kobe for a minute. I will be right back to cover your next map. Hope to see some good shit there, too. Be right back. I'm going to just leave it running. Let you look at the chat log for a while, I guess.
Fair enough. LD go meet sniper shoot people.
Yeah.
Pop, don't die. That's all I got, honestly.
What a casual.
Alright.
And I'm back. I was going to suggest that Kobe and I switch sides of the map so that I could give the offense tips on dealing with defense and vice versa, but he's a big bitch and he doesn't want to do that. No, it's understandable. We'll stick with what we got here. Can't wait to see this next map, what it is, how it's going to work. Also, I hope you guys can hear me alright. I have a capture card, and it works sort of strange in that the audio seems to be recorded to Tridoc, fuck yeah. The audio is recorded to the video, but it's also recorded as a separate file, and in that separate MP3 it's full volume. But in the video it's usually rather quiet. I've sort of upped my mic gain lately, and I think I'm just in case gonna up it a little more right now. But it's usually pretty quiet in the video. I've moved the microphone much closer to my gorgeous face, so hopefully it helps. If not, let me know and I will send you guys that MP3, provided it did in fact record. I might have turned that off. I really hope I didn't. I think I might have though. Shit. No, I don't think I did actually. Well, regardless. If it's a problem to hear and I have the MP3, I'll send you that. If it's a problem to hear and I don't have the MP3, I'll just send you some comments. Excuse me. And hopefully it's just not a problem to hear. Hopefully everything works fine. Pizza Hut fucking rocks. There's tubes going on about. Oh, what a bitch. Gosh. Alright, so Dry Dock. Let's get just a quick overview of this map. Not aesthetically, but, you know. Select your down guy. That's fine. So, Dry Dock is a little bit more, we'll say, even. Not so much fair. Fair is a very different word than even. Coming from an education major, very important in the educational arena. This map is a little more balanced than Katabatic. There's not the sort of agreed upon advantage on the Blood Eagle side. It's also a much easier map to push out and meet on, so I hope to see more of that from you on this map, Dark. It can be sort of like overwhelming, sort of intimidating even on a map like Katabatic. But on Dry Dock, not so much. Something we like to do that we think works rather well, Kobe, our offensive captain, will oftentimes, when he's going on offense, go low, not through mid, but all the way around here. That way, he avoids the defense meeting him, because nobody comes out here. Who the fuck comes out here? Other than cappers. Cappers come over this hill on their low routes for the standard low, the wraparound, and the Bowie tower, super fast, super snipeable route. And he can put chain on them, spot them, what have you. And it works great. He still makes it there on time. Sometimes our capper has to wait up a little bit, but it's usually not a problem. I think he's explaining that to your offense right as we speak, which is funny. We live together, by the way, in case you can hear him, or some of the stuff that I say doesn't really make sense. So yeah, you can also pub route. Wow, push that, push it, good. Yeah, there you go. Thought you were gonna return it there, Vagrant or Fums. I was gonna be mad, but no. So yeah, Dark and Vagrant work with your offense on this map really hard. They have basically two options, high and low, to get to the flag stand, and the enemy has two options for cap routes, high and low. So if they say go high, which is probably the best bet because A, it's harder to push up here as an LD, and B, these routes are harder to spot. They can watch for those routes, and since they're much closer, they'll have a much easier time spotting them. That leaves you, Vagrant, primarily, and somewhat you too, Dark, to spot these low routes, which are much easier to spot and arguably easier to stop. The offense should also tell you where their offense is coming from. Alright, Dark, easy mode. Easy mode. Attaboy. I had all the faith in the world. Anyway, the offense, your offense, should let you know where their offense is coming from so that you can deal with them best. Like I said before, it's arguably better for offense to go high and harder for defense to go high. Oh, this is looking good, guys. Got plenty of people in mid. Now see, crash. This is something you need to learn to deal with well. Stay home. Everyone other than Dark needs to be home right now. Either killed out or coming on their way. Having guys in mid was good. Yeah, maybe Prag was a little slow. Maybe this, maybe that. Good job, Dark. Good play. Oh shit. Yeah, see? Good job, Sojin. It worked out, but I would... Oh, shit. Ah, wow. That's really too bad. I'm sorry about that, guys. That was rough. It almost worked out. You had Sojin get the regrab when the flag went out from Dark and got it all the way to the flag, but then got e-comped and returned. But I would have more people than just Sojin close to Dark like Sojin was. That was a failed pass. Good job, Prag. Way to move him. Ah, man. See there, Sojin just always balls out. Go for a spin fuser, conk, whatever you have, chain even if that's all you've got, and try to get a stop on him. But yeah, on a situation like that where you have both flags under control, or earlier, that is, when you barely missed a cap, highly prioritize the red flag, the enemy flag, as it were, not the color, because I'm in spectate. Have people very close to the carrier at all times. Don't ever, as the flag carrier, outrun your defenders. Just rely on your ability to duel to help you win those standoff and sort of, what did we used to call them? Scramble. We used to call them flag scrambles, when it's not really a standoff because you sort of have both flags, or you really only have one flag, but it's going slow. Rely on your dueling power. If your dueling power isn't good enough, make it better. It's much more reliable if you're an apt dueler than if you're an apt flag controller, simply because you can't control a flag if you're dead, and they will try to kill you. This is something hard to deal with. It probably wouldn't work in that instance, Dark, simply because where the offense was coming from. Oh, Dreamer. Pop that clutch. Attaboy. Alright, everyone should be crashing. Everybody on the team. That's just a little too late. It looks like plenty of people were. Oh, Prag is out. See, he's low. Good on you, Council, for staying there. Everyone else should be killed out to bring him home. It looks like the chase probably has this. Yeah, that's just rough. Didn't have much clear, it was late crash, whatever. But what I was going to say earlier, if you have offense on a stand more, in that instance they were behind you. But if you have offense on a stand, Dark, and the capper's coming soon, and you want to get the conk, what you can do kind of sucks because you're leaving thumps to the wolves, but you can get right up here under this lip, and by just jetting up a tiny bit, you can still see if there's a low route coming in. And even when you're on the ground, you can usually see the back routes coming in. That way, when it's about to come in, you can pop up. By that time, the offense will be like, oh shit, there's a guy there. And at that point, you've already hit him with a Nitron. Okay, Dark, you're still not pushing out enough. I can't emphasize that enough. It's so important with the way this game works right now, because people crash so late. People are crashing at 7 seconds to clear the flag. Everyone should be shouting full clear, we need an E at this point, because you know the flag's going to go out. You know that you're going to need an E grab. You don't know if you're going to be able to get the return. Definitely yell E. Sojin, grab the flag, attaboy. In an instance like that, I would say again, prioritize your flag, because there wasn't much escort. Oh, that was nice, Dark. Not a lot of escort. And oh, Council. Oh, yeah, you should have went for the return on that one, bud. Definitely should have went for the return on that one. Simply because you're the only one there. You didn't have much help getting the flag home. And the same instance as before. Go prioritize your flag on the other side of the map most of the time, but especially if you don't have much help. If you're one of the only crashers, you get to be an honorary chase for a moment, which I wish everyone could be, because chase is the best role, and it is the most fun, and everyone should play it at some point because it fucking rocks. Yeah, Dark. Push out, push out, push out. Because the concept behind pushing out isn't to kill the offense when you meet them, it's to stall them. Because if they're crashing at 10, and you can hang them up for 10 seconds, they're not there for the clear. Especially, say high-res Bort. He's a heavy. If you stop him, even if you stop him and engage him for 3 seconds, he's going to be 15 seconds late to the clear, because he is so slow. And if you push forward, like I said earlier, you can see imps, which have been a problem lately in this map, because, not just map, oh man, I thought you were going to get the regrab brag. Not just this map, but this match in general. I think Blastoise has been playing imp, and he's been doing a pretty good job, so you should push out to meet him. Sojin. If you can avoid it at all in an instance like that, do not punt. And that goes for everyone. Defense, offense, anybody. If you don't know, let me rephrase this. The only reason you should ever punt is if you know there's someone there to receive the punt, they are uncontested, and you are so low on health that it makes more sense for you to punt than for you to walk it home with them. I'm talking like a few chain bullets low. Because if you punt, if you're low and there's not someone there, like even if you think maybe there's someone there or maybe they'll get there in time, what's going to happen is you're going to punt to your teammates who have little speed, if any, away from your chaser who has plenty of speed. And your chaser 9 times out of 10 will beat your teammates there and get the return uncontested. This is something that we've had a lot of problems with in the past. Our capper was rather punt happy, and it lost us a lot of caps for the reason that you saw just a minute ago. Probably would have ended up the same. Carrier, I don't remember who, maybe Council? I think Council. Probably would have died, and they probably would have got the return, but he would have moved it more effectively. Maybe not farther, but more effectively than if he had simply punted. Because while he's moving, not only is he moving farther forward and has the ability to punt farther, but your teammates are also moving farther forward, so the gap is closing even more. So many things to say. You guys are doing well though. I'm very happy with the way you've played, and yeah, I've seen a lot of good things on both sides of the map even. I haven't been focusing on offense, but I am not blind to it. Try getting some food in my belly. This is sort of a lesson, especially on dry dock. You should always be aware. Maybe not spotting, but aware of, okay, maybe there's a capper coming in, maybe he's off sync, maybe there's a slide in the instance of dry dock, maybe there's a slide coming in, which you can't always see because sometimes it's a nymph, but you should always be looking. Unless there's clear coming in which case, focus on the people shooting at you and the capper that is likely coming in. Identifying double cap is also something that's important. What the fuck is Bort doing over here? Whatever. So yeah, always be aware. See, look, Fort was in the back, you got the kill. But if you hadn't seen him, you wouldn't have. And if you didn't have someone back there already, you might not have seen him. Now here's Blastoise setting up another slide. This map, I love this map, but I hate how often slides happen. Way to go, Angry Blastoise. You're a hero, and you're doing your people proud in missing that slide. And see, this is something that can also happen. Maybe they'll do a fake slide and then send a capper after it. Something we like to do is, sometimes we run double cap, but not as often on this map. But Kobe, sorry, that's his real name, will often leave for, like I said, going high, which is often better for the clear. And I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Sorry, I'm going to pause. Crag, get that conk. But a lot of times what he'll do is he'll come rather wide, like up around this way, and then sort of around this area and down the slide. And there's a really, I'll see if I can find it. I know he's recorded this video, but I'm not sure who it was against. He came down the slide, came straight at the flag, and then stopped, threw 3 AP nades, got 2 kills in the next, 10 seconds. OSVG goes out scot-free. That can keep them on their toes. They can think, oh, he was going to slide, but then he bailed. There's no route. We just got to duel him out and finish this off. And even if he doesn't kill everybody, Cap gets out free because they weren't looking for him. So don't let yourself fall victim to that defense and offense. That's something to keep in mind for future use. Oh, man, I need a drink. It's good old root beer. I've been in a root beer mood lately. I don't know. Normally I'm a Dr. Pepper guy. Sorry. Excuse me. I haven't been looking at this, and I sort of feel bad for that, Vagrant. But this is a map that you should move around on a lot. This is a tip from Alkalol of Puppy Kisses, who is arguably one of the better snipers in the game right now. He is excellent. What he likes to do is if he sees someone coming to meet him, but especially an infiltrator, come on, Fums, get that solo. I thought you were going to get the butt block, but good Titan. Come on, Vagrant. It's out of line of sight. Okay, Dark and Dreamer, you can do it. Sorry, I get distracted easily. Oh, good games. Vagrant, before I end this, what Alkalol likes to do is when he sees someone to coming and meeting him, especially infiltrators, if he gets a spot on them, when either they break line of sight or he thinks they break line of sight, in the case of cloaked infiltrators, what he'll do is he will move. Excuse me. Drydock, this is especially easy because when you're on the back cliff, you can jump off, slide down one of those small hills, and go up to the low tower. And then from the low tower, it's the same game. You jump off, go down that hill that the Bowie, maybe, low route comes off of, the super fast, super high one, and up to the back hill, which is great if, especially imps are coming to meet you, because they simply don't have the energy to go both places. Foams. Drydock is a really rough map for a Hoff. It's just so easy to clear that flag stand. They can shell easily, they can come from everywhere. It's just a rough map. So don't get too down on yourself on that one, and really make sure you're communicating well with the rest of your defense and even your offense about what you need done in order to best defend your flag stand. If it's always the raider that's killing you, say, hey, make sure that raider's dead. Offense, if you see him, duel him. Dark, go meet him hard. Or if they're coming from a specific side often, whatever, if you need Dark, sometimes you will need Dark to stay closer to the stand, because maybe in the case of a heavy path crash, that's something that's happened a lot lately. And that, I feel, is better dealt with by having a lot of defense where the Pathfinders are going. Especially soldiers, that sort of thing. But Dark, I would still stay in Pathfinder for that. So if that's happening a lot, maybe have people staying, more towards the stand to help out with FUMs and just in general. Good games, guys. I liked it a lot. Try not to listen to anything the Tube says because he's kind of a shithead. So, overall points. Dark, push out more. Vagrant, I don't know how much you were moving. On Kata, it's a little harder. I saw some there, but like I said, it's harder. Dark, push out more. Lots and lots more. I can't emphasize that enough. Vagrant, move more. Even if you're moving a lot and you think you're moving enough, you're not. Move more. And FUMs, stay close to the stand when you're getting knocked around and you think especially when you think a capper is coming in soon. Especially above the stand, that's optimal. And let your team know what you need from them to help you best defend the stand. Because you should be the last best defense against cappers with your Titan, body blocks, mines, you name it. It should be you getting most of the stops. Now, I realize that doesn't always happen, and it's not a bad thing that always happens. But you should be the last thing. Okay. Standoff D. Try to make the offense go through the... Try to make the offense go through you to get to the flag carrier. So, make the rest of the defense between you and the offense, if that makes sense. You being the flag holder. Typically, you want one medium holding the flag, at least one Pathfinder for flag control, maybe two. If you don't have a second, I would go with another medium, and then sniper, maybe another Pathfinder instead of a sniper, maybe even another medium. It's kind of up to you there, but it's something to think about. See if we're playing a third. I hope we are. I'm enjoying this, and it doesn't look like we are. Oh, what's Prague doing? Don't have your whole team, sorry. Where was I? What was I talking about? Standoff D. Fucking, yeah. Composition of standoff D. Sort of up to you. But make sure you know what you're going to do. In general, stay closer together. And I would only push out in certain instances, especially against juggernauts, when the offense is either taken care of or very clearly not going to be there for a little while. Kobe's still talking over there, so I feel like I should probably still be talking. What else? Crashing and dealing with crash is another important thing. Send lots and lots and lots of crash all the time. See Vex. Vex are the kings of crash. They are so good at crash. Just watch some of their streams. Blitz streams. Immune plays for them now. He streams. There's plenty of people from Vex that stream. And on their streams, you will see how good they are at crash. And even some of our games against them, you can see it. Man. Sorry about that. So send lots of crash, typically. If you're up, not so much. You can get away with having more defense. And focus on the flag that is on the opposite side of the map. If you're crashing, focus on your flag, unless you've got a heavy cluster ready to go. Lots and lots of people to move their flag far. And if it's on your side of the map, focus on their flag. Make sure Dark is the only one chasing when you're in the transitional period between flag grabs and standoff. Now, once it gets to standoff, obviously it's different. But I would prioritize the enemy flag in instances like that 100% of the time. Even if they don't have your flag off the stand yet, they're just coming for crash. Man, you need to be all over the guy holding their flag. Make sure if he goes down, the flag doesn't even touch the ground before it's re-grabbed again. It's super important. And it gave us a lot of trouble too. Man. Overall, defense, maybe not Vagrant as much. Get better at killing things. You can never be too good at killing things. Especially you, Dark. If you can duel out Brutes and Jugs, that would be fantastic. It feels real good too, let me tell you. When you take a Jug from full to nothing and he barely touches you, nothing like it. Other than on stand Nitrons. That's like sex. Okay, I think that's about all I have. If I think of anything else, I'll let you guys know. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope to do it again soon. Good luck in your future matches. You said you had a match with these guys coming up. Oh, it's already gone. Well, yeah, good luck with that. What the hell am I doing? Good luck with everything else. Hope to see you in game soon. Stay cute. Stay real. I will see you guys in game. Goodbye.